Hello students, welcome to my free educational channel Bhartiya e-Tutor. I would like to request you to kindly subscribe my channel by pressing the subscription button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notification when new videos release. Today we shall discuss the second part of electricity. Before starting the chapter, I have a question to you. My question is, what is the objective of study of physics or any other science? You may have different opinion, but the main objective of study of physics or any other science is to understand the nature in better manner so that we survive in the universe in a better manner and lead a comfortable life. In the first part of electricity, we came to know various parts of electricity, namely electric current, electric circuit, potential difference, resistance, etc. Every day we use these terms in our life. Even illiterate people often use these terms in their lives. Let me explain. Normally, power plants are situated far away from cities. It may be thermal power plants or hydroelectricity power plants or any other types of power plants. From power plants, electricity travel a long distance to reach to transmission substations. From transmission substations, electricity travels to distribution substations. Normally, distribution substations are situated near the cities. From distribution substations, electricity reaches to our houses through wires. In our houses, electricity first enters in meter box. From meter box, electricity goes to main switch. From main switch, electricity goes to distribution box, and from distribution box, electricity goes to different switchboards through wires. In everyday life, we use the term current instead of electric current. We use the term voltage instead of potential difference. We often say voltage is low or high. It means that potential difference is low or high. From switchboard, electric current goes to bulb or fan or TV through a wire and comes back through another wire, hence completes the path or circuit, and the appliances begin to work. When switch is off, there is a break in the path or circuit of current, so electricity does not flow. The bulb or the fan does not work. Now, where is resistance? Bulb, fan, TV, etc. offers resistances. Wires has very little resistance as they are made of good conductor like copper, aluminium, etc., which has very low resistivity. Resistors can be joined in a circuit in two ways: in series. In this picture, three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series in the circuit. The three resistors are connected end to end, so it is a series combination. Another way of connecting resistors is in parallel. In this figure, three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. Their two ends are connected at two points A and B. This is a parallel combination. Resistors can also be joined in a combination of both series and parallel. That is, in a same circuit, Some resistors can be connected in series and some other can be connected in parallel. Equivalent resistance. If a combination of two or more resistances in a circuit can be replaced by a single resistance such that the potential difference V and the current I through the circuit remains unchanged, then that single resistance is called the equivalent resistance of the combination of resistances. That is, if several resistances are connected in a circuit, then we can replace that resistances by a single resistance, keeping the potential difference V and current I through the circuit unchanged. Then that single resistance is called the equivalent resistances of the combination of resistances. How to find out equivalent resistance of series combination? Let us take this arrangement of three resistors R1, R2 and R3. R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series. Here potential difference across the resistor R1 is V1, potential difference across R2 is V2 and potential difference across R3 is V3. Now potential difference across the point A and B is V, which is measured by this voltmeter, and clearly V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. To understand this, let us take this combination of resistances. Here R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series. Potential at the point A is VA, potential at the point B is VB, potential at the point C is VC and potential at the point D is VD. Now potential difference across the resistor R1 is VB minus VA equal to V1 say. Potential difference across R2 equal to VC minus VB equal to V2 say, and potential difference across R3 is VD minus VC equal to V3 say. Now adding these three we get V1 plus V2 plus V3 equal to VB minus VA plus VC minus VB plus VD minus VC equal to VD minus VA. Here VB minus VB cuts VC and minus VC cuts. So V1 plus V2 plus V3 equal to VD minus VA, VD minus VA, which is the potential difference of the point A and D, which is equal to V. So we can say V1 plus V2 plus V3 equal to V. Now by applying Ohm's law we can say V1 equal to IR1, V2 equal to IR2 and V3 equal to IR3. Here same current is flowing through all the three resistances. Now these three resistances R1, R2 and R3 can be replaced by a single resistance R, keeping the potential difference and current unchanged. In that case, R is called equivalent resistance of R1, R2 and R3. Now applying Ohm's law in this circuit, we can say V equal to I into R. Now we have V equal to I1 plus V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now replacing V by IR, V1 by IR1, V2 by IR2 and V3 by IR3, we get IR equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now cancelling I on both sides, we get R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So we can say equivalent resistance equal to sum of the individual resistances connected in series. How to find out equivalent resistance of parallel combination? Here, three resistances R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel combination. Current flowing through on the circuit is I, and potential difference across these 2 points is V. Now, here all the resistors are connected across same point, this point and this point. So, potential difference across all the three resistances is same, equal to V say. Now, reading of ammeter of the circuit is I. Here, since the resistances are different, so different current will flow through three resistances. Here current I splits into three parts, I1, I2 and I3. Therefore we can say that total current I equal to I1, I2 plus I3. Now current through R1 equal to I1, it implies that V equal to IR1 by Ohm's law. So we can say that I1 equal to V by R1. Current through R2 equal to I2. So we can say V equal to I2R2 by Ohm's law, implies I2 equal to V by R2. And current through R3 is I3. Therefore, V equal to I3R3 by Ohm's law. It implies I3 equal to V by R3. Now, let R be the equivalent resistance, that is R1, R2 and R3 can be replaced by a single resistance R, keeping the potential difference V and current I unchanged. So applying Ohm's law in this circuit, we can say V equal to I into R, that is I equal to V by R. Now we have I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now replacing I by V by R, I1 by V by R1 and I2 by V by R2 and I3 by V by R3, we get V by R equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Now cancelling V on both sides, we get 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So we can say reciprocal of equivalent resistance. Here R is the equivalent resistance. So reciprocal of equivalent resistance equal to sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances connected in parallel. Let us solve a question. Three resistors of resistances 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in series across a battery of potential difference 3 volt. Find equivalent resistance current through the resistances. Here the resistances 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in series. We have equivalent resistance R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Therefore equal to 1 ohm plus 2 ohm plus 3 ohm equal to 6 ohm. So the equivalent resistance of the three resistances is 6 ohm. Here potential difference V equal to 3 volt. Now by Ohm's law we have V equal to IR. Therefore I equal to V by R equal to 3 by 6, because potential difference V equal to 3 volt and resistance equal to 6 ohm. So I equal to 1 by 2 equal to 0.5 ampere. It can be noticed that the equivalent resistance is greater than the greatest individual resistance in the series. Here equivalent resistance is 6 ohm, which is greater than the greatest individual resistance 3 ohm. And since the resistance becomes high, so current through the circuit is very low. Next question is, three resistors of resistances 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in parallel across a battery of potential difference 3 volt. Find equivalent resistance, total current through the circuit, current flows through each of the resistances. Here the resistances 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in parallel. So we have equivalent resistance 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now putting the values of R1, R2 and R3, we get 1 by R equal to 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 equal to 6 plus 3 plus 2 divided by 6 equal to 11 by 6 ohm. So R equal to 6 divided by 11. Here 1 by R equal to 11 by 6. So R equal to 6 by 11, that is equal to 0.546 ohm. Here potential difference across the three resistors is same, equal to 3 volt. Now by Ohm's law V equal to IR. So putting the values of V and I, we get I equal to 3 divided by 6 by 11, because potential difference across the three resistors is 3 volt and equivalent resistance of these three resistances is 6 by 11 ohm. So I equal to 3 into 11 by 6 equal to 5.5 ampere. So current through the circuit is 5.5 ampere. Now current through 1 ohm is I1 equal to V by R1, because we know that the current I splits into three parts, I1, I2 and I3. Current through the resistance R1 is I1, through R2 is I2 and through R3 is I3. So applying Ohm's law, in case of R1 we get I1 equal to V by R1 equal to 3 volts divided by 1 ohm equal to 3 ampere. Similarly, current through 2 ampere resistance I2 equal to V by R2 equal to 3 volts divided by 2 ohm equal to 1.5 ampere. And current through 3 ohm is I3 equal to V by R3 equal to 3 volts divided by 3 ohm equal to 1 ampere. Now it can be noticed here that the equivalent resistance is smaller than the smallest individual resistance in the circuit connected in parallel. Here same three resistances 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected parallel in this case, and equivalent resistance is less than 1 ohm, that is smaller than the smallest individual resistance. In our previous example, previous question, the equivalent resistance was greater than 3 ohm, it was 6 ohm. That is, when the resistances are connected in series, equivalent resistance becomes higher, and when the resistances are connected in parallel, in that case equivalent resistance is smaller than the smallest individual resistance, and also the current in this case is very high, 5.5 ampere. In the example of series connection, the current was 0.5 ampere, that is very low. Here the current is high because resistance is low. Now individual resistances shows that when resistance is low, current is high, and when resistance is high, current is low. Let us solve this question. In the circuit diagram, 5 resistances R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5, and a 12-volt battery is connected in this arrangement. Calculate the total equivalent resistance in the circuit and the total current flowing in the circuit. Here R1, that is 10 ohm, and R2, that is 40 ohm, are connected in parallel. Let their equivalent resistance be R dash. Therefore 1 by R dash equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 equal to 1 by 10 plus 1 by 40, because R1 equal to 10 and R2 equal to 40 ohm, equal to 5 by 40 equal to 1 by 8, implies R dash equal to 8 ohm, because 1 by R equal to 1 by 8, so R dash equal to 8 ohm. Similarly, R3, R4 and R5 are connected in parallel, so let their equivalent resistance be R double dash. Therefore 1 by R double dash equal to 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4 plus 1 by R5. Putting the values of R3, R4 and R5, we will get 1 by 40 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 60, because R3 equal to 30, R4 equal to 20, R5 equal to 60 ohm. Therefore 1 by R double dash equal to 6 divided by 60 equal to 1 by 10. 1 by R double dash equal to 1 by 10. So R double dash equal to 10 ohm. Now here this is the simplified circuit. Here equivalent resistance of R1 and R2 equal to 8 ohm, and R3, R4 and R5 is 10 ohm. So 8 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in series. Therefore their equivalent resistance will be 8 plus 10, that is 18 ohm. Therefore total resistance R equal to R dash plus R double dash, because R dash and R double dash are connected in series. So R equal to total equivalent resistance R equal to 8 ohm plus 10 ohm equal to 18 ohm. So this is the answer of the first question, that is total equivalent resistance in the circuit. Now next we have to find out the total current flowing in the circuit. By Ohm's law, here in this final circuit, resistance is 18 ohm, current is I, and potential difference is 12 volt. So I equal to V by R. So putting values of V and R, we get I equal to 12 volt divided by 18 ohm equal to 0.67 ampere. That is, current through the circuit is 0.67 ampere, which is the answer of the second part. How can three resistors of resistances 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm be connected to give a total resistance of 4 ohm? We know that in case of parallel combination, the equivalent resistance is smaller than the smallest individual resistance. So, if 2 is connected in parallel, then equivalent resistance will be smaller than 2 ohm. So 2 ohm should be connected in series. Next, if 3 ohm is connected in series with 2 ohm, then the equivalent resistance will be 2 plus 3 equal to 5 ohm. So, which is greater than 4 ohm. So, 3 ohm and 6 ohm should be connected in parallel. So, the combination should be like this. Here, 3 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in parallel, and 2 ohm is connected in series with this parallel combination. Let equivalent resistance of 3 ohm and 6 ohm be R. Then 1 by R equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 equal to 3 by 6 equal to 1 by 2. 1 by R equal to 1 by 2, so R equal to 2. So equivalent resistance of 3 ohm and 6 ohm is again 2 ohm. So this can be replaced by this circuit, 2 ohm, and equivalent resistance of these two is 2 ohm. So 2 ohm is connected in series with 2 ohm. Now equivalent resistance of 2 ohm and 2 ohm connected in series equal to 2 plus 2, that is equal to 4 ohm. So we get the answer. So the combination will be like this. Now to get 1 ohm, since 1 ohm is smaller than all the individual resistances, 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm, so they should be connected in parallel. Here the given resistances are 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm. To get 1 ohm, since 1 ohm is smaller than the smallest individual resistance 2 ohm, so all the three resistances should be connected in parallel. Let the equivalent resistance be R, then we have 1 by R equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, that is equal to 3 plus 2 plus 1 by 6, that is 6 by 6 equal to 1 ohm. So equivalent resistance is 1 ohm. So the combination to get 1 ohm resistance is like this, that is 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm should be connected in parallel. Here this is a comparison between series connection and parallel connection of resistors. In a series combination, the current is constant through all the resistors. In a parallel combination, the current is different through different resistors. The equivalent resistance is greater than the greatest individual resistances in the series. The equivalent resistance is smaller than the smallest individual resistance in the parallel combination. In case of series combination, the current in the circuit is very low. In case of parallel combination, current through the circuit is higher. In case of series combination, if one equipment fails, then the circuit breaks and none of the equipments connected in the series works. In case of parallel combination, if one component fails, then also other components continues working. So we conclude that parallel combination is helpful, particularly when each gadget has different resistance and requires different current to operate properly. Because if different gadgets require different current but they are connected in series, then all of them will get same current. So the gadget which requires less current may damaged, and the gadget which requires higher current will not operate properly. In our household, different equipments are connected in parallel combination. Uses of resistances. These are picture of some resistors. These types of resistors are used in electrical or electronic equipment to regulate the current through the circuit. Perhaps you have seen such types of resistors. This is a variable resistance or a rheostat. These types of rheostat are used to control the resistance in a circuit. That is, we can change the resistance in the circuit. It can be increased or decreased. Here, current enters into the rheostat through this terminal A and exits through the terminal C. This is a coil of wires, and this is a sliding part. It can be slided this direction or that direction. This metallic part contacts with the coil of wire. If we slide this part in this direction, then the length of wire through which current passes decreases, so the resistance also decreases. If we slide this slider in that direction, then length of the wire through which current passes increases, and the resistance also increases. So a rheostat works like this. This is the working principle of a rheostat. Now, rheostat is used in various equipments used in our daily life, like regulator of a fan. Here, in this regulator, we can move this knob, and there are markings 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If we move the knob to 5 marks, then the fan moves with highest speed. This is the diagram of a regulator of a fan. Here, 4 resistances 1, 2, 3 and 4 are connected in series. Electricity comes through this line and passes through this line. When this pointer is connected at the point 1, then 4 resistances are connected in the circuit, so the resistance increases and the current decreases through the fan, and the fan moves with low speed. When this regulator is connected at the point 4, then only one resistance, this resistance is connected in the circuit, so resistance decreases and fan moves with higher speed. When this pointer is connected at the point 5, then no resistances are connected in the circuit and maximum current flows through the fan and the fan moves with highest speed. So this is the working principle of a regulator of a fan. The volume knob of television, radio or sound systems also works on the principle of variable resistance or rheostat. These are pictures of ammeter and voltmeter. This is an ammeter and this is a voltmeter. Ammeter and voltmeter also uses resistance. We know that ammeter is used to measure current in the circuit. Its resistance is very low. It is to be connected in series in the circuit. Now, question is, why resistance of ammeter is very low? Because ammeter is connected in a circuit in series. If its resistance is high, then that resistance will decrease the current in the circuit. So the resistance used in ammeter is very low, so that it cannot affect the current in the circuit. Voltmeter is used to measure potential difference in the circuit. Its resistance is very high. It is to be connected in parallel in the circuit. Now question is, why the resistance of voltmeter is very high? This is because voltmeter is connected in parallel in the circuit. If its resistance is low, then a part of the current will flow through the voltmeter and the current through the main circuit will decrease. So resistance of voltmeter is used, voltmeter use high resistance so that very negligible current passes through the voltmeter and the current in the main circuit remain unchanged. Today we have learned about serial and parallel combination of resistances and solved some numerical problems. In the next class we shall study about heating effect of electric current. So students, you are watching my YouTube channel Bhartiya E-Tutor. Share your suggestions in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please share this video to your friends. Goodbye. Have a nice day.